Okay, just going to spend a few minutes talking about multi-step inequalities and how to solve them. For example, if we have an inequality that looks like this. 3 times the quantity x plus 6 is less than 12. We're going to solve these much the same way we solve equations. Just imagine that's an equal sign. The process is exactly the same. We're first going to distribute the 3, and then we're going to isolate. So at the very end, we can have x something. X might be less than, and then the number. Trying to get all the numbers on the right and the x on the left. So when I multiply the 3 through, I get 3x, and the 3 times the plus 6 makes plus 18. That takes care of the parentheses, less than 12. And we say multi-step because this you'll recognize as a 2-step inequality. Multi-step just means there's more steps than we had before. So when you subtract off 18 from both sides, you're left with 3x's are less than, on your calculator would give you -6. And then when you divide the 3 to get the x by itself, divide the 3 off of both sides. The 3's go to 1, so it's x is less than, and on your calculator you would get -2. The multi-step may sound scary, but it's really simply more than 2 steps. Here's a 2-step inequality. There's just more steps needed to get to here, and then finally to isolate the variable. Let's do another example of a multi-step inequality. So I've got 5y's, maybe plus 8, plus 10 is greater than or equal to 68. Again, the end result, we're trying to move all the numbers, combine like terms, do any operations we can, get a final answer of y with the inequality and a number. So I can see the like terms, so I combine those. So 5y's plus 18 is greater than or equal to 68. Then if I minus 18 to both sides, those go to 0. So 5y's are greater than or equal to 50. We're down to a 1-step inequality. Divide both sides by 5. So that's just 1y greater than or equal to, on your calculator, 10. So it's the same process as you've been using before. It's just with an added step. Let's try this one. 7m minus 4 with another number on it is less than or equal to 104. So thinking of PEMDAS to try to get this taken care of, we want to distribute the 7 to everything in the parentheses onto the m and onto the 4. So 7m, and 7 times minus 4 is minus 28. That 20 is still there. We haven't done anything with that. But now we can. Now we can combine those two. We couldn't combine the 4 and the 20 because it was in the parentheses. But now that they're combined there, we have 7m. When I combine those like terms, I'm with minus 8 is less than 104. Then to get the m by itself, if I add 8 to both sides, 7m's are less than or equal to 112 on the calculator. And then finally, when I divide both sides by 7 to get the m by itself, m is less than or equal to 16. So it's just an additional, you already know all of this down here. It's just a matter of getting these more complicated equations, combining what we can, getting rid of parentheses, adding what we can, combining like terms, and then doing the 2-step equation on. It's just a quick example. There's more examples in the book. You could look up multi-step inequalities on the internet if this wasn't adequate, and hopefully that will help you work on today's assignment.